Um, First of all, it's a pleasure to listen to you all. Very inspiring. India is one country where currency is printed in 17 languages, and I learned that when right out of school, first year college, LSR. God's been very kind, and I'm very grateful. But you know, sometimes with your ups and downs, sometimes your failure can be it can take the life out of you. And as I remember, my nephew was born at that point of time, and I saw him playing with a spoon, just banging it on the table, and enjoying it, and laughing at it, and really having fun doing it, with just one little spoon. And I was like, hang on, what's wrong? Where is the inspiration that, you know, drives all of us to go for work, and sometimes we lose everything? Why? So, you know, inspiration is what drives you towards doing everything. It gives you the idea, it gives you the strength. And why after everything sometimes we lose it? Why do we lose that hope? And that reminded me of the small little incident in Delhi. It was really hot, and I was crossing the road and I saw this white color building, went inside, I wanted a glass of water. And I was sitting there drinking my water, and it happened to be the blind school, right in front of DPS Mathura Road. And I saw these kids playing cricket, which is fairly normal in our country. But these kids were playing cricket with a ball that made sound. So I sat down and I started watching them play. And at some point I clapped. And I think out of excitement I said, "Hooray!" So one kid came up to me and he realized that someone knew because they're very sharp at sound. So he came, he touched my face, and he's like, "You're new here." I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What brings you here?" So I told him my sad story. I missed my bus, it was really hot, and I wanted a glass of water. And midway through, he just started laughing. Like, hang on, why you're laughing? I'm telling you my sad story. He was like, "You know, I'm blind, and I never miss a catch. How can you miss your bus?" It was just that innocence in him, that love for humor, or just the way he looked at life changed me forever from that moment. And I started going to the blind school and started working there. But you know, I think movies takes over, and then, you know, you don't have time and you forget about it. And that moment, when I was standing in front of my nephew, I thought, I need to get back and do something. And what really inspired me to come till here. And so I took up a small place, and blind, blessed with sense of touch. So a massage which a blind person gives has healing powers. So I thought, why not? Let's start a spa. It was scary at that point of time because I had no clue how to do it. So me and my mom went to Bangkok, and I was shooting there. So she took a small little course. She learned how to make oils and stuff. And so we started it on our own. We designed a small little spa. We hired 6 therapists. All of them are totally blind or partially blind. When I say partially blind, they have 10% or 15% vision. They work in coordination with each other. Even a receptionist only has 15% vision. We call it spandana, which means vibration. And it's incredible how every day, we are in Lokhandwala, how every day they travel from different parts of Bombay, from Churchgate to next to the airport, by train, bus, come to the spa at 11 sharp. They're there till like 8 o'clock. And you sit here talking about traffic and hot and cold and this and that. And for them, it is that one chance that they're given to prove themselves. They give their 100%, they're never tired, they never have a sad expression on their face. Over the years, over 3 years since we started it, all of them are married now with kids. So it's a beautiful feeling. And as Rumi said that you're not the drop in the ocean, you're an ocean in a drop. I think they really, they explain it very well. And it's just being with them inspires me to go beyond my boundaries, to see my shortcoming as my strength, and the kind of happiness that I get there, it's something that's very hard for me to even express. And then one fine day, a guy called me up and he said, you know, I managed to teach, you like this, it's very inspiring. So this guy is passionate about sports, and from coaching, his name is Sunil. And he's like, you know, I managed to teach football to blind players, would you like to come? I said, okay, I would love to go check it out. So went for the press conference last year, and these guys, they walked in, all of them, totally blind, with a ball that made sound again. And so for me, it was like just everything that I've ever done in my life just flashed in front of me. And there was one guy who was playing football. He was so passionate that he broke his hand. But he still wanted to play, and he played football. Because for him, his answer was that if I can convince people that we can do it, they can do it as well. And my broken hand doesn't matter because the strength is here. And that was his answer. And this year again, I'm their Goodwill ambassador, so I went and saw them again in Cochin. And the guy who's training, who volunteered to train them is from Malaysia. And I asked him why did you choose them? So his answer was that the last year when he met these guys in Malaysia, he thought these guys were mental because they didn't have shoes to wear, they didn't know the rules well, they didn't know that the goalkeeper could be a sighted person, they had no clue what they were doing, and this guy with the broken hand was running around like a madman, and then still they made to make a goal. So he's like, his answer was, he was like, if these guys could do it, I can take time off and just teach them. The funny part is that we don't really know much about the blind football team, and they don't, I mean, these guys are making a country proud, but I think what they really need is just support and appreciation.
Amazing. That I might as well have. It's a song called Alive. I play this with, so I have, like Rishi was saying, apart from the loud band that I have, called Discreet, which I very much enjoy playing with because
mirage, this beautiful magical city, which is now apparently the most popular tourist destination in the world. And then when you take a step back and look at our city, our Mumbai, Mumbai, what we find is that this city, which really should be the center of Asia, if not the world, with its wonderful vibrancy, I don't think there's any other city like this. The hard work, the innovation, if you think back to 2009, politics was then, I think as it is now, considered a really dirty business. And you only went into politics if you wanted to...
Yeah, actually at the outset I'd like to thank you and everyone here for giving me this opportunity to be with Radio 1 and distinguished people. I have to admit that all the reasons that I did theatre or films was completely and utterly selfish. I mean, nothing like Meera, who sort of gave up a job and went into something totally different, but I reflect, I mean, I'm in a reflected glory, which is my cousin, so I'm hugely proud of that. Yeah, it was, I mean, you know, at the time when I began sort of working and decided that I wanted to be an actor, it was a hugely reckless decision because nobody seemed to agree with me, certainly not at home. Everybody said that. My father was particularly worried because he thought he'd have to feed me for the rest of his life. It was a scary thought, but anyway, so I got into the theatre and I found that it was a great place to be because I was very fortunate to actually work with Mr. Padamsi and his lovely wife, Padamsi, who was really my guru. And more than anything else, they rewarded me with musicals, which for me was a huge plus in my life because that was my niche. That was the area where I was the happiest. And but there was the question all along is like, right, you know, what are you going to do when you grow up? I mean, how are you going to make a living? And I remember I was at a get-together with a friend of mine who was in Lintas advertising. We had to do day jobs. I mean, you know, you had to be working in a job and doing theatre in the evening. And one of those evenings we had a get-together, and I met the famous writer Javed Akhtar. And he, of course, was, you know, his typical self, very sort of self-effacing. And I was introduced to him as Dalim Aap Jadoo Hai. And that's what he was called in those days, Jadoo. Now I was like, is it the same Javed Akhtar, or who is this person actually calling Jadoo? And I asked him, I said, excuse me, but क्या करते हैं मतलब आपकी तारीफ क्या है? तो he said, मैं छोटी सी फिल्में लिखता हूँ, थोड़ी सी ये लिखा है, वो लिखा है, वो होता है. So I was in dangerous waters then because I knew that this guy has to be famous and has to be that judge. So I asked him foolishly again, कौन सी फिल्में लिखी हैं आप? He said, oh, ये थोड़ी जंजीर लिखी थी, दीवार लिखी और अभी शोले लिखी है मैंने. So I said, oh God, this is the guy. And he told me, he said, फिल्मों में काम करोगे? So I said, पैसे मिलेंगे मुझे? So he said, yeah. फिल्मों में ही तो पैसे मिलते हैं और कहाँ मिलेंगे आपको पैसे? So I said, fine. I started working in the movies. And it was very rewarding. I got good work, but there came that period which was hugely frustrating, where really you get locked into a certain kind of role, kind of something successful for you. So people only think of you in that particular mold. And it is then when I returned to the theatre that I realized why it really was my lifeblood. And it happened. There was no plan to it. It's just that when I then got an opportunity after the movies to work in the theatre, I realized how rewarding it was and how much it meant to me. So if that in any way answers your question. Sorry to go about goals.
No, it was necessary. What's more satisfying?
Well, I'll sum it up. First of all, it's a pleasure
थोड़ा बंद करा दीजिए।
लेकिन आज का यहाँ पे कैसा एक्सपीरियंस आया? आपने भी बहुत सारी अपनी राय यहाँ पर की, बहुत सारी बातें आपने बताई।
बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत मज़ा आया। लोगों अलग अलग लोगों की उनकी जर्नी, उनकी कहानियाँ सुन के और उनके बारे में, और बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम अपनी इंस्पिरेशन और ना छोड़ें, और जो हमें सबसे ज़्यादा मोटिवेट करता है, जो बात जो हमारे अंदर जो एक फीलिंग है, उसको कभी ना भूलें। और कहीं ना कहीं हम अपने जो यू नो वी क्रिएट योर ओन बैरियर्स, उनको हम कहीं ना कहीं उन्हें तोड़ें। वी सी बियॉन्ड आवर ओन होराइजन एंड आई थिंक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ भी छोटा सा एक दिन ऐसा, हर रोज़ कुछ ऐसा करें जिससे हम किसी की मदद कर पाएँ। इट कुड बी अ स्माइल ऑन योर फेस, इट कुड बी अ सिंपल हग, इट कुड बी समथिंग एज स्मॉल एज मे बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ योर समवन्स चाइल्ड्स एजुकेशन। कोई भी छोटे से छोटी चीज़ जो भी आप कर सकते हैं, जो भी एक थॉट जो कॉज आपको मोटिवेट करता है, उसे ना भूलें, उसके चलते कुछ उसमें करें।
I had a fantastic time. I love coming to events like this where there are such successful people here who I get to meet, share stories with, and listen to their success stories. And it's really special for me. Congratulations, Shriya, for everything you've been doing. You know that little story about the kids who are the blind kids. I do a lot of speaking at colleges and schools. I would love to come and speak to the kids you are helping out so much. And I think the point, what I'd like to say is that everybody here on this panel found peace and love and passion for what they do, and they thought long and hard, I think, about what makes them happy. And once you're happy and about what you do, you will find success. That is, I think, resonates from everybody on this planet, including myself. And I'd like to wish Radio 1 the very best for this campaign, and I'm sure it will be a huge success.
What do you say about the short campaign you expressed?
Right, I completely support it. That's why I'm here. I think that every successful individual on this panel, like I said, their thoughts resonate the same thing, that you have to sit back and you have to find what you love to do, and you have to find what truly brings you happiness, and success will always follow. Nobody here, I think, started what they are successful at today because they wanted to make money at it. They started it because they love to start it. Today, when I coach kids, the happiness that a picture on my WhatsApp brings me of a kid with a medal around his neck it means so much more to me, maybe than even a trophy that I brought home when I was swimming. And that's what draws me to my work. And the money is just always comes because you love what you do. It is just part and parcel. It comes second. But passion for what you do, I think, is most important. Everybody here shares that same passion, and that's why I think this cause will be successful, because they've had people here who are promoting the cause, and they truly mean what they say, and they truly support this cause as well.
Shriya, what do you say about the support around?
आई थिंक इट्स अ ग्रेट कॉज, क्योंकि कभी कभी क्या होता है कि हम जैसे मैंने कहा भूल जाते हैं कि हमें इंस्पायर क्या करता है, और कभी कभी हम अपने काम में इतना खो जाते हैं, वी फॉरगेट स्मॉल प्लेजर्स, हम अपने पैशन के बारे में भूल जाते हैं। हम हमेशा कंप्लेन करते हैं कि हमारे पास वक्त ही नहीं है अपने दिन से आधा घंटा निकालने का भी। बट आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू डू दैट, टेक सम टाइम आउट फॉर सेल्फ, एंड जब हम अपने लिए वक्त निकालेंगे तभी हम औरों के लिए भी निकाल पाएंगे।
And also, both Christmas and New Year's are common. What's your resolution? What's your plan? Both.
You go ahead first.
Well, my resolution is that hopefully I'll open more spas like Spandana in different cities, and in Bombay also many more, so that we can give employment to more visually challenged and give them a sense of dignity. My other resolution is to read a lot, travel a lot, and see different part of this world. South Africa is one of them.
Resolution and plan.
Honestly, I think 2014 has been one of my most favorite years. It's been really successful. So my resolution is to remain as, if not more, motivated, as passionate, and have as much love for the little things in life, the little things that really drive me, to wake up in the morning and go to a coaching session or to train at my golf. And I think I just want to stay who I am for the next year as well. And I think I wish every listener at Radio 1, Shriya, yourself, very, very happy, Merry Christmas and a fantastic New Year. Thank you.
Done?
And look into the camera. Okay.
Just simple, how was the experience? Are you here? And how was the experience, whole experience? What did you say about it?
Well, it's been an interesting experience. It's been really nice to share the stage with such fascinating people who've done such incredible things with their own lives. I respect all of them. Some of them I've seen, I know personally. Some of them I've seen do their own creative stuff. Some people I've worked with. So it's been really good. I think the point of this entire exercise is, I guess, the radio station, Radio 1, sees us as people who kind of stepped out on a limb to do what it is that we love to do. And maybe we could play a bit of a role in reminding people in Bombay to go out and do what they want to do, because that's really what makes you happy. The truth is, I became a musician because I love to make music, plain and simple. That's what it is. I love to make music, it makes me happy, and because it makes me happy, I keep wanting to do it over and over again. The tricky part after that is, how do you make it work for you, so that, how do I make it work for me in a way that I'm not impoverished, I can pay my rent, all that kind of stuff. And if you really follow what it is that you love to do, whatever it is, it does not have to be a creative art. It does not have to be a performing art. If numbers is your thing, go into accounts. Don't become an accountant because it's the right profession to be in. Or don't become a finance guy because you can make a lot of money. I don't think those are the reasons. I think the reasons should be that it's because you love to do it. Then you will find a way to make the money come in. You will find a way to make a living doing it. Kind of like what Meera Sanyal said at the beginning, your interest, your ambition may be as modest as a Nano or as grandiose as a Porsche. That's up to you, that's your ambition. But if you do what it is that you love to do, you will find your way to it in some way or the other. If you step out and follow a profession or follow a way of life only because you think it will buy you happiness, in the end, you're going to spend many days of misery and frustration in the hope of that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and we all know that the end of the rainbow has no pots of any kind. So live every day, do what it is that you love to do. I think Bob Dylan said, life is waking up in the morning and going to bed at night and doing whatever you want to do in between. That's it.
What's your upcoming project? New song?
Yeah, upcoming project would be, well, with Indiscreet, we just released a new single. It's a song called Thief. It's on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/indiscreet-now. You can find it there. You can find it on our website, which is indiscreet.net. That's one of the things. I'm playing a lot with my acoustic trio, Whirling Kalapas, as well. So we travel, we're recording new stuff. Yeah, and I just keep making music. Right now it's season time for us. It's concert season. From October through March is when it gets really busy. So I've been all over the place, in beautiful parts of this country, Arunachal Pradesh, Rishikesh, and the cities as well. So right now it's about performing, but in 2015 there'll be new music with Whirling Kalapas, with Indiscreet, and I'll probably be doing some stuff by myself also. I also want to collaborate with a few other musicians, so I'm going to be most probably producing an album for a young upcoming singer, but more about that as I get closer to that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
कैसा रहा एक्सपीरियंस आज का यहाँ पर आप
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा लगा और मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ नवीन साहब के।
थैंक यू।
और बाकी भी जो रेडियो 1 94.3 के जो हमने यहाँ बुलाया है, तो मैं सबका आभारी हूँ और बहुत खुशी हुई यहाँ पर ये मंच पर बैठ के, जो हमने बाकी भी लोगों का जो उनकी ज़िंदगी के बारे में सुना। और हम चाहते हैं कि ये जो आज हमारा जो हम लोग जो यहाँ पर जो जिस चीज़ जैसी चीज़ें हमने कही, और ख़ास तौर से श्रेया जी और अपना मीरा, जिन्होंने अपना मेन काम जो बैंक में थी वो छोड़ कर समाज के लिए और सोसाइटी के लिए इतनी मेहनत की है, तो हम ये मैसेज देने आए हैं कि मुंबई में सांस लेने की जगह चाहिए, कुछ ऐसा ऐसा कुछ करना चाहिए जहाँ
अपने आप को, अपने आत्मविश्वास को बढ़ा सकें लोग और काम करते हुए भी खुश रहें।
दलित जो और कॉज को सपोर्ट भी कर रहे हैं आप।
हाँ बिल्कुल, बॉम्बे आर्टिस्ट बेस्ट को बिल्कुल सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। जहाँ तक मेरा कंट्रीब्यूशन है, जब भी मुझे मौका मिलेगा या मेरी ज़रूरत होगी, मैं इस रेडियो चैनल पे आऊँगा और बातें करूँगा और लोगों के सवाल को भी सवाल जवाब करूँगा। इनसे कुछ मुझसे पूछना चाहते हैं या मेरी ज़िंदगी के बारे में पूछना चाहते हैं, और अगर मेरी तरफ से कुछ भी किसी को भी फ़ायदा हो तो मैं ये सोचूंगा कि मैंने एक छोटा कदम आगे लिया।
क्रिसमस भी आ रहा है, न्यू ईयर भी आ रहा है, क्या प्लान होंगे आपके, रेजोल्यूशन क्या हो गए?
कोई रेजोल्यूशन, मैं इतना तो सीख गया अपनी ज़िंदगी में कि मैं न्यू ईयर्स को कोई रेजोल्यूशन नहीं करता हूँ, क्योंकि वो कभी रहता नहीं है, वो कभी रहते नहीं है। वो रेजोल्यूशन, जो भी रेजोल्यूशंस होते हैं वो अपने साल भर में देखते ही रहते हैं। मैं तो ये कहता हूँ कि स्वच्छ रहें भारत में, और जैसे बोलते हैं अर्ली टू बेड एंड अर्ली टू राइज। हाँ, तो वो सेहत के लिए अपनी सेहत संभालें सब, और आप सबको बहुत नए साल की बहुत बहुत मुबारकबाद देना चाहूँगा, और आप खुश रहें, और बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप सबका। कौन सा प्लेयर? 2014 में मेरा फेवरेट प्लेयर कौन रहा है? असल में मेरा कोई एक फेवरेट प्लेयर नहीं है, मैं पूरी टीम को, जितने भी हैं बहुत ही अच्छा खेल रहे हैं, और मैं सबको मुबारकबाद देना चाहूँगा। नेक्स्ट, बस हो गया, थैंक यू।